Straight ahead on IU NewsNet, as freezing temperatures sweep the area, local support systems are helping the unhoused community stay safe. Hear what's being done and how you can help.
And a group on campus is using the power of baking to bring hope to others. See how their efforts are changing lives one loaf at a time.
Plus, we'll take you to an Indiana farm field that will house a world-class sports facility. We'll tell you why it's the first of its kind, built entirely to empower young female athletes. IU NewsNet starts now. Welcome to our final IU NewsNet of the semester. I'm Emma Herwehe.
And I'm Ryan Costello. The brutal cold snap in Bloomington since Thanksgiving is taking a toll. The life and death part of it affects those who have no warm home and desperately need shelter. The cold weather makes the 6-year housing plan introduced in August by Bloomington's Mayor Carrie Thompson even more urgent. The plan aims to increase low-rent housing units and expand support services. The immediate need for shelter and warmth in these frigid conditions may also require additional temporary shelter spaces.
We are working with the Community Foundation on a fund that should be announced relatively shortly to do reunification for people who may have come here thinking that there were housing resources here for them and then found that there were none.
The plan moves forward with a focus on long-term solutions, including adding 1,000 units by 2027 and 3,000 units by 2030.
Lots of Bloomington residents learned the hard way this week what happens when the temperature plummets and there's even a dusting of snow. The roads turned to a slippery mess Monday night and accidents went way up. IU freshman Destiny Wilson can attest to that. She was delivering DoorDash for the first time about 20 minutes away from campus late at night and was unable to see a large patch of ice as she came down a hill. Her car skidded into a guardrail, a dangerous accident that left her terrified and her car with a lot of damage.
I can't think of a time I've ever really been that scared. Really felt like I was gonna die. And I might be maybe I'm being a little dramatic but it's just the fact that I'd never been in a car crash. So it's just you feel yourself losing control of the car, and that's really scary.
One of the most dangerous situations is so-called black ice, which you cannot see. Police urge people to take caution, drive slowly, and be aware of your surroundings, even when the roads don't appear to be slick.
A judge has ruled that former IU basketball team doctor Brad Bamba is competent to undergo a deposition in a sexual assault lawsuit. The lawsuit, filed by 2 former men's basketball players, accuses Bamba of sexual misconduct during team physicals in the 1990s. Dr. Bamba's legal team said his age affects his capacity to recall events and distinguish truth from fiction. The deposition will be limited to relevant questions, will occur at a location of Bamba's choosing, and last no longer than 5 hours.
Local Bloomington food pantries struggled to meet Thanksgiving demands, and that shortage is not over as we head towards Christmas. Experts say this is due to a nationwide food shortage ever since the conclusion of the pandemic. The stress on government programs and funding all contribute to this shortage. The Hoosier Hills Food Bank executive director says these shortages impact the chain of agencies they supply across South Central Indiana.
We survey them periodically. We just did our last survey in September, and about 40% of those agencies have indicated they are not getting enough food from us to meet the demand for their programs.
Julio Alonso said 15% of Monroe County residents have uncertain or limited food access. This is why food and monetary donations make such a big impact.
Amid these challenges, one local group is stepping up to benefit the Bloomington community in a unique way, and it involves ceremonial bread.
IU NewsNet's Caroline Geib is here in studio with the details. Caroline?
That's right. Some IU students are baking up a new solution to give back to their community, literally.
Challah for Good is bringing people together, one loaf at a time. This student-run group bakes and sells challah bread, with all profits going directly to charity.
I grew up baking challah with my grandparents, so that's a really special tradition, and using my Jewish heritage and traditions to help other people means a lot.
Challah, a traditional bread in Jewish culture, is often enjoyed on Shabbat and holidays, but here at IU, it's doing even more. helping to make a difference.
We had multiple people from different groups there, and it was so chaotic, and having the challahs in the oven and deciding if they were ready or not, and then also seeing all the people so excited when we had extras and people who never tried challah before getting to try it. It was such a cool memory to have.
Past bakes have supported organizations like Riley Hospital for Children and the Hoosier Hills Food Bank. This month, they're raising money for the Middle Way House, a local nonprofit supporting survivors of domestic violence. Buyers can choose from flavors like plain, chocolate chip, or a special monthly option. The featured flavor this month is Blue Sprinkle to celebrate Hanukkah.
Rainbow Sprinkle's my favorite. I love chocolate chip, but Sprinkle's just so colorful and fun. And
together, these students are baking a big community-wide difference.
You can keep up to date with challah bakes and place your order by following @IU Challah for Good on Instagram. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Caroline. In that same spirit, have you noticed the new official Welcome to Bloomington monument? It's a gateway that's 52 feet long and about 10 feet high, built with stacked limestone. It spells Bloomington, and you see it right as you enter the city on College Avenue. It's been under construction for several months since Bloomington tossed out initial plans for a monolith with lights. The vehicle crossover between College and Walnut Street in Miller Showers Park has now reopened.
Now to a story we followed since August. Will Dunn Meadow reopen? IU officials said it would happen before the semester is over, but time is running out. IU fenced off Dunn Meadow to replace grass following the pro-Palestine protest in April. IU spokesperson Mark Bodie this week referred us to his initial statement, saying the chain link fence would come down before winter break. So with 3 weeks left, we asked for a specific date. He declined to provide one.
When we come back, Bloomington prepares to light up the night with its annual tradition at the IMU.
Plus, one IU student is using his cupcake business to spread kindness. Hear how he's giving back one cupcake at a time. Stay with us.
Indiana is about to be home to the country's first ever world-class athletic facility dedicated entirely to young girls.
IU NewsNet's Claire Tips joins us in studio with that story. Claire?
It's called Marbella, and it has some big names in sports behind it. It will be more than just an athletic facility for young girls, and it will take work to uplift young women at a time when many are scared about their future.
We're gonna head out this way.
Jacqueline McCloskey drives around her family's dairy farm. Fair Oaks Farms in Newton County, Indiana offers families a place to stay, an abundance of fresh meals, and education on everything there is to know about agriculture. But there's a new attraction coming to the farm.
The western corner here with the leadership into the northwestern corner.
The country's first ever world-class athletic facility dedicated entirely to young female athletes. And it's called Marbella.
I was definitely a girl in sports. I loved all of my high school sports. And to know that there's going to be a leadership center here for women, it kind of still gives me chills when I think about it.
The center is named after Marvella Bai, the wife of former U.S. Senator Birch Bai. Senator Bai was an Indiana native and the author of Title IX. Female athletes continue to benefit from Senator Bai's work. Athletes like former Indiana Fever player and Olympic gold medalist Tamika Catchings will serve on Marvella's sports leadership team.
It's awesome to be a part of the first in anything, but to be able to be the first in something that is bigger than us, this is a legacy builder.
In addition to building a legacy, the Marvella team is keen on battling mental health issues among teen girls.
Mental illness is at an all-time high among young girls, and it is largely in part due to the use of social media. Along with Marvella's other initiatives, the Marvella mission aims to combat mental health issues among young girls by trading in the phone for the sport.
Because studies show youth sports increases the likelihood for healthy adult lives.
And of course, the all-encompassing mental health and just using sports as a vehicle to changing people's lives. And I know for me personally, I wouldn't be where I am if it wasn't for sports, if it wasn't for the people that came along at different points during my journey.
Marvella will work to transform young female athletes into leaders like the one Catchings has become.
To know that these young girls will know how important it is for them to be educated in their sport, for them to be a team player on their sport, and then to also be a leader. and have that spotlight shown on them, I couldn't be more excited for it.
The Marvella team is looking to start operations this spring. For more information on the soon-to-be athletic facility, visit marvellasports.com. Now back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Claire. With Thanksgiving behind us, it really is beginning to look a lot like Christmas. The annual Light Up the Night event on IU campus is tonight. IU kicks off the holidays by lighting giant electric candles on the IMU Tower, but that's just the beginning. The event from 7 to 9 also includes a winter market and an ice skating rink.
And with the holiday season in full swing, what better way to get in the spirit than by baking and giving? Well, one IU student is doing just that with his cupcake business. Our Grace Morocco has the story.
Here on campus, it's nearly finals week, and while most students are carrying books and laptops to class, senior Christian Oates is carrying cupcakes.
Here you go.
Thank you
There's
so
one
much.
for you.
Handing out cupcakes for free. It's a simple act of kindness that was started during high school.
So I wanted to do something to give back to my teachers and a lot of the people that have guided me that far. So I decided to make cupcakes for them. Really random idea. I still don't know why I did it to this day.
4 years later, he's doing the same thing, but now as a business owner.
Hey Siri, set a timer for 20 minutes.
Oates started Cardinal Cupcakes from his college apartment. His secret ingredient?
As corny as it sounds, I want to say I make my cupcakes with love, but also I really just take my time with them.
Right now, it seems that Oates is giving away more cupcakes than he's selling.
9, 10.
But for him, it's not about the profit.
It's something done out of love in general, just to make sure, hey, you're seen, I appreciate you and what you do, and just my way to also give back to those people for what they do to me.
One of the best cupcakes I've ever had. Knowing the person who made it, brought it in here for a great cause, can't get better than that.
Oates sells his cupcakes online, but he hopes for a physical store in the future. But for now, a classroom will work just fine.
Oh, here you go, here you go.
Well, he is a great guy and his cupcakes are even better. I would recommend everyone order them. I know I have enjoyed them myself.
Yeah, both of the ones we had, both those times were so good. So if you want to place an order from Oates, you can visit his Instagram page at Cardinal Cupcakes.
And when we come back, men's soccer suffered a challenging loss in their last match of the season, but it's not all bad news.
And IU football waits for the word about the college football playoffs and a potential push for a national championship. Stay with us. Welcome back. Men's basketball bounced back in a big way, and Indiana football seems to be going to the college football playoff.
Plus, Coach Signetti has a brand new honor. Riley Woodall joins us with sports. Riley?
Hey, thanks, guys. Happy late Thanksgiving, everybody, and boy, do we have a lot to talk about. We'll start with IU football, which has been one of the great stories on both the college gridiron and in the sports world as a whole this year, and the Hoosiers are finally starting to get their flowers. Head coach Curt Signetti was named the unanimous Big Ten Coach of the Year after arguably one of the greatest one-year turnarounds in all of college sports. The new head man led Indiana to its first 11-win season in program history, coming off 3 seasons where the Hoosiers were a combined 9-27. Mikhail Kamara, Aiden Fisher, and D'Angelo Pons were also named first-team All-Big Ten defense. Now to the playoff picture. The Hoosiers were ranked 9th in the penultimate college football playoff rankings. Ahead of conference championship weekend, Indiana is the projected 10 seed, meaning the Hoosiers would travel to Athens to take on Georgia in the first round. Now, how did we get here? Well, after getting outclassed at Ohio State a couple weekends ago, the Hoosiers needed a bounce back in a big way against their in-state foe, Purdue, to keep their college football playoff chances alive, and they did in a big way. It's a snow game. Fans had to bundle up for this one in a winter wonderland. We'll pick it up second quarter. Indiana had 14-zip. Curtis Rourke pump fakes, steps up in the pocket, and delivers a dime to a wide-open Elijah Surratt. You can try, but you aren't going to catch him. 84 yards to the house. Hoosiers are humming. Third quarter now, IU leads 31-0. Rourke looking to the end zone. He's going to throw to the end zone for Surratt again. Who makes the catch? Twice as nice for Surratt. 25-yard TD, Indiana making a statement. But they aren't done yet. Fourth quarter, IU up big. Taven Jackson, the backup, getting in on the shellacking. He keeps it to the outside, breaks a tackle, and scampers in for 6. Sorry, Boilers, no one mourns the wicked. Indiana punches its ticket to the playoff. Final score, 66-0.
Tremendous win. We certainly made a statement again. Can't say enough about what this team, has done between the white lines. But they're not satisfied. They're not done yet. They're not. They want more, and they're going to get more.
Switching over to the other kind of football, Indiana men's soccer had its season ended this past weekend as the Hoosiers fell to Denver 1-0 in the Sweet 16. One goal from freshman forward Keegan Kelly was all it took for the Pioneers to survive and advance. Despite the consistent pressure from Indiana in what was a dominant second half for the Hoosiers, it just wasn't enough for the equalizer. This is the 10th straight season that Indiana has reached the round of 16. That streak leads the nation. It was also the 38th consecutive season the Hoosiers have made the NCAA tournament. Unfortunately, they will not dance through to the Emerald City of college soccer, the College Cup. And from agonizing defeat to a victorious swan song, Indiana volleyball concluded its 2024 campaign with 2 wins at home against Michigan and Illinois. The Hoosiers defeated the Wolverines 3-1 and the Illini 3-0 to finish 15-15 on the season. Junior outside hitter Candela Alonzo Corcelles led the way on offense with a career-high 25 kills against Michigan and another 18 versus Illinois. The story of the weekend was the seniors. The Hoosiers honored 7 seniors after the Illinois match, headlined by a program legend in Cam Hayworth. Hayworth finished her career as the all-time leader in service aces, nearly 4,000 career assists, and 940 digs. She, along with the rest of the seniors, have surely changed IU volleyball for the better and for good. Going just next door now to Assembly Hall, Indiana men's basketball had a solid showing against Sam Houston after a lackluster performance in the Bahamas. The Hoosiers dominated virtually every facet of the game, putting up their most points this season with 97. Sophomore guard Miles Rice led the game in scoring with 19 points, with 3 other Hoosiers scoring in double figures. The bench for Indiana contributed 36 points in the 97-71 rout, and 11 separate Hoosiers got playing time, headlined by Luke Goody, who hit 5 threes. A prime example of why everyone deserves a chance to fly. IU will host Miami of Ohio on Friday. Tip-off is at 7. And finally, Indiana women's basketball survived a scare against Southern Indiana. The Screaming Eagles took the Hoosiers down to the wire. And despite trailing 42-29 at the half, the Hoosiers still were able to overcome the slow start with impeccable defense and a 19-9 run in the third quarter. Junior guard Shea Chesky led the team in scoring with 17 points and hit the dagger three-pointer in the final minute to ice the game for Indiana. Guards Yarden Garzone and Chloe Moore McNeil and forward Lily Meister also scored in double figures. The Hoosiers will travel to Happy Valley on Saturday to battle Penn State for their first conference game of the season. That's all this week in sports. Emma, Ryan, how many Wicked references was that? I don't know. I lost count. I'm Riley Woodall. We'll send it back to you guys at the desk.
Well, there were sure a lot of Wicked references, but it's okay. We love it. Well, that's it for IU NewsNet for the semester. We have a behind-the-scenes student production team in the control room and working in the studio for this broadcast. We thank them and we thank you for watching. I'm Emma Herwehe.
And I'm Ryan Costello. Be sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram at IU NewsNet and on the IU Student Media Network on YouTube. Take care, and we'll see you next year. Have a great winter break.